Hi there, welcome back to my views and news. Breaking news for you from Tegarai, where an agreement has been signed by two rival TPLF groups. Have they solved their differences or they just starting to talk? What are the main points of this agreement or this code of conduct? Who signed it, who mediated it, if it is violated, who will hold the violator accountable, what will be the punishment for the violator. Details for you in this video. Firstly, we know that around a week ago, religious elders in Tigray started an initiative to mediate between rival TPLF groups. Second initiative by religious leaders, because around 2 months ago, two Orthodox Church elders tried to mediate between Getachew Reda Debretsion groups, and Debretsion and Getachew Reda met in the presence of Orthodox Church leaders, but no progress could be made in the bilateral dialogue afterwards. This time, more religious elders were involved, not just from Orthodox Church, rather Muslim scholars, Muslim elders, and Catholics were involved too. Discussions were held. These religious elders talked to both the parties. It was being said that they were uh, talking to the two sides to convince them to sit and talk. After a week of the efforts of the mediators, a code of conduct has been signed by rival TPLF groups. It has been signed by Getachew Reda and Debretsion. There are four other signatories to this agreement. They are facilitators. Four I know, there could be others too. Firstly, Marha Christos, who is the head of Tegarai Orthodox Church and Archbishop. Secondly, Sheikh Adam Abdul Qadir, a Muslim elder. Thirdly, Abune Tisfaselasi Medhan. Fourthly, Meretiyab Birhane. This agreement signed today is basically a code of conduct. The two sides, Getachew Reda and Debretsion, have agreed on some points, which will be the guide for them in the negotiations, which will start when we don't know. What did they agree on? Firstly, they agreed that they will solve their differences through dialogue. They won't use force, they won't use violence. By the way, this is not new. They have been saying that they want to solve their issues through dialogue. They have been saying they don't want war. They've been saying they don't want violence. It's not new if they are agreeing to it. Secondly, they agreed to stop use of hateful language, inflammatory speech against each other, especially in media. That's good to see, because they have been using insulting, derogatory language against each other, calling each other enemies of Tegarai, calling each other extremists, agents of outsiders, etc. So now they will hold their tongues, you can say. Let's see, will they implement this point or not? Thirdly, they have agreed to jointly work for peace and security of Tigray. Fourthly, they have agreed to jointly protect the interests of the region, of the people of Tigray. The other points, so these are four main points. Now, what is the significance of this agreement? It firstly, I saw Tigray People Liberation Front, TPLF Debretsion Wing's official account, Tigray interim government official account. This agreement is not shared there. No mention of any agreement by TPLF Debretsion or Tigray interim government. Tigray TV, DW TV are covering this development. And when the agreement was read, this code of conduct was read, it was read by elders, mediators. It should have been read by Getachew and Debretsion, but they were not there. The Debretsion party and Getachew, they are holding separate meetings. So they were not seen in the presence of mediators who read this agreement. How much are they committed to it? We don't know. Basically, this agreement is a foundation for them to start dialogue, foundation for them to steer them towards dialogue for a final agreement. It's not that they have agreed on some issues, that they have solved their issues. No, not a single issue has been solved so far because they have not met so far. First job of the mediators was to bring the two parties at the table to talk. Mediators could not succeed. Mediators wanted a face-saving Tigray, People Liberation Fund, Debretsion, and Getachew groups. I think they gave a face-saving to elders. They told them, don't worry, we're talking, we'll talk. We're not war, we're against war. We can sign. This is what these mediators have achieved. I don't want to downplay the efforts of the mediators. I backed their efforts. I called for support for them, but it seems that they could not bring the two parties to the table. When will the two parties meet? No one knows. And if this code of conduct is violated, who will punish the violator? What will be the role of these mediators in dialogue? Basically, they are not mediators. They are facilitators. The core issues, the core demands of the two parties, they cannot be addressed by these mediators. They cannot guarantee, they cannot give any guarantee because they are small entities, not powerful. They don't have any military, any executive behind them to enforce the decisions of decisions reached. They are basically common Tigrayans, I would say, who are concerned about Tigray, but they are well known, they are in top positions on religious level, that is, they are respected. Otherwise, they have no real power in their hands. But it was good to see at least the two sides reassured the mediators, the people of Tigray, that they don't want war, that they won't resort to use of force against each other, that they'll solve the differences only through dialogue, only through mediation. What is needed is, I've been saying, what is needed is a direct meeting between the two delegations, not between Getachew and Debretsion, but between the delegation of Getachew group and delegation of Debretsion. They should share their demands with each other in black and white. They should hold discussions. Then a binding agreement should be signed by them. Long way to go for that because they are holding separate discussions now. TPLF for Debretsion holding discussions about its status, etc. Tigray interim government started a meeting this morning. I did a video on that. They have their own agenda of the meeting. Tigray military holding a separate meeting. So basically, for me, this code of conduct signed by the two parties is not very significant. I was hoping that the two groups would meet in the presence of elders, or at least at the request of elders, they'll meet. So far, they have not met. A week has passed. They've only signed a document that, yes, we want to solve the issues through dialogue. We don't want war. This is what they have done so far. Let's hope that they announce some timetable. How long will they take to solve the issues? When will they meet? Shouldn't the talks be public talks? Getachew and Debretsion group should meet publicly. It should be broadcast on Tegra TV, DW TV, so that people can see what their demands are. Who is spoiling the negotiations? Who is undermining negotiations? Talks should be held in public so that people can know what their leaders are doing. But so far, no public talks. Even secret talks between two sides have not been confirmed so far. Thank you for watching.